Hello everyone, welcome to my video on Game Maker Studio 2. It's to show you some progress on my latest and potentially greatest game yet, Spring Bert Origins. Unlike the other games, I decided to make this one top-down. Robert the Game showed that I could do top-down just fine. And in case any of you played it, yeah, that's not my finest piece of work. But at least I did put in 3 different gameplay styles. Top-down, whatever those 2 levels were, and platformer. And this is the code to my game. Basically, I have a bunch of different variables. And you think if this is chaotic and disorganized? Oh boy, you don't know chaotic and disorganized. Basically, when it comes to all the code that allows for movement, I decided on a weird one. And then look, if dying is comparably equal to false, then mover equals true. Which does seem reasonable. It's so every 60 frames it will not be doing that calling it true bit. And I also do make sure that there's a few different pieces to my games. With this game, I use the alarm to set up the fear variable correctly. And it is also directly linked up to the time limit in the levels, aka the player's health. I'm wondering if I should put enemies into Chapter 1 along with power-ups, because I would like to add in power-ups. And at first I would like it to be kind of a stealth game, where the player would have some time. And in Alarm 1, it simply states if dying equals true, then restart the room. And if moved equals false, play a tutorial soundtrack, basically. Well, at least a bit. And this is something. And plus, that's just for those of you who don't know what code does. This is the animation code right here. Basically, multiple lines. And it's where it's meant to control the animations. And I also use a unique way of telling the game that I want it to not allow the character to move. If dying comparably equals to true, then make the 2 movement variables go down to 0 and stay there. And plus, I need to do something. When it comes to it, I can just state, if you're wondering what about the collision code, well, let me just state that I'm using a tile-based collision system, where I simply use tiles. And plus, it can't be seen here, but here, where the level is, this is what I see as the developer. And this is what you will all be seeing as the players. And it is where, if you're wondering if this video was planned, no. And also, I might as well just tell you this right now. When it comes to it, I can just state this. The objects are nothing too much. I have two of practically the same object. And also in terms of sprites, that's where it truly gets a little crazy. And plus, you're probably sick of me talking about the game. You probably want to see it in action. Wow. Well, if I were to tell you that I actually did make a test video before this, but it was where it was simply a test to see if the recording software worked. And, yeah, I was thinking about releasing it. And also, this is the work in progress title screen. And, I think I might want to keep this down here. And here's the game in action. Basically, I want it to be where the game works. And,
I wonder why I'm not moving. Maybe it's because in another universe, someone's sitting at a computer wondering why I can't move. But, well, they would really need to use the arrow keys because that's how it would work. Theoretically, I think.
well, that's a lot sooner than the previous recording. Well, if I were to tell someone that this level does need a bit more work, that door bit is where it ends. And plus, when it comes to the game, I'm pretty sure I did a pretty good job on this level. It's not complete yet, but at least it's getting there. Anyway. I'm not sure what that equals up to. And plus, I also have a debug mode, which in Chapter 0 is meant to tell me when the frame rate goes too far down. Wait, 7? Huh. Maybe it's something about this thing. I don't know though. Or maybe not. And I'll be allowed to move right about now. Well, when it comes to it, I can tell anyone this. This level wasn't all too hard to design. In fact, I'm thinking of scrapping it completely. Really. And plus, looking at it from afar, I can just state that if you want to see more sporadic updates on the game, then please take a look at the Discord channel, or the Discord server, which will be in the description down below. It could be because of the batteries. And plus, I'm pretty sure the levels might be possible with just something. And this is the end of this level. I'm thinking of doing something like of a cutscene But this game so far has only one cutscene-like thing. And plus, when it comes to the fear thing, I can show it to you in action. Basically, it is going to go up higher here, but the only reason for that is because the hitbox is actually touching both things. So technically it's thinking that it must do this. And plus, I would like to see how tall I made the character. And plus, I'm thinking for Chapter 0, which is meant to be the tutorial, that the game goes into a certain way. Okay, once it gets up to... Okay. Wait, what? Center feels right. Well, anyways, when it comes to the fear thing, this is the highest it can go, and this is when the punishment is at the most. Where you lose 4 power in 1 second. Well, at least within 60 frames, which, depending on when the game launches and depending on the stableness of the game, which right now, it's as solid as a rock in terms of glitches. Which by that I mean there are no glitches. Yeah, I might need to update that sprite. And maybe added a few more animation frames. Or I should just kick it out completely. Because I would like to make a few polished up things for the game. But what I have planned for it is special. Really? And plus, if you're wondering about the frame rate on this level, it's usually stable. Plus, I might as well show you how you will be recording the voices. Huh. Owie. Okay, now. This is how the voice initially sounds for the character. And then, I've forgotten for the second time in a row. This is what makes it where it can be done. But I like to do this 2 more times, and then you get to hear the final result. This is how the voice initially sounds for the character. And that's how it will end. Like, sounding like. And plus, yeah. Next up will be another gameplay video. Until then, bye-bye.